Hello students, today we are going to take Unit 4 and the next topic in it, Advanced Technical Communication, and that is resume writing. So students, as we have already discussed, the advanced technical writings, example like we have memos, emails, letters, reports, proposals, brochures, any websites, or even your letter for application. So all these are the communication techniques. Now in this syllabus we will chiefly focus on email, electronic mail writing, then letters, resumes, and reports. So we begin with resume writing. The first part, resume. In the previous slide, in the previous lecture of this topic, advanced technical communication, we have sufficiently discussed the introduction to advanced technical communication. So this is the next part, resume writing. So we firstly introduce what is a resume writing. Already you'd be familiar with this word. A resume is a document used by individuals to present their background skill sets. Resumes are the most important forms used to secure new employment. A typical resume contains a summary of relevant job experience and education. The resume is usually one of the first items along with a covering letter, that is called the letter of application, job application, and that is a potential employer need that encounters regarding the job seeker and is typically used to screen applicants, often followed by an interview. The resume is a comparable entity to curriculum vitae (CV) in many countries. So a resume is substantially shorter than CV. If you are making it for the very first time, it will be termed a resume. Otherwise, a resume that includes experiences, your working profiles, that turns into a CV. So now the next question that can arise, your types of resumes. So there are several types, but what we see, depending on your professional circumstances or where you're applying for a job, you can choose a chronological, a functional, or a combination of both to target your resume. The resume must overall be impactful so that it is the very first effective impression on the recruiter. It works in your absence. So we first discuss what is a chronological resume. So a chronological resume starts by listing your work history with the most recent position listed first. Your jobs are listed in reverse chronological order with your current or most recent job first. So where you are working in the present, it comes first. Employers typically prefer this type of resume because it's easy to see what jobs you have held already and when you have worked at them. So it represents your work and the duration. The second, we have the functional kind of resume. A functional resume, it focuses on your skills and experience rather than your chronological work history. It is used most often by people who are changing careers from one organization or other, who have gaps in their employment history. Combination resume, the third type we have. So, a combination resume lists your skills and experience first. Your employment history is then listed next. With the type of resume, you can highlight the skills you have that are relevant to the job you're freshly applying for, and also provide the chronological work history of that employers that he prefers. Now we are going to have a general format. There are various formats we can have, but one we need to draw in our academic is a very general format. It may be serving the purpose only for academic reasons. So in a format of resume, it firstly, in a CV for a fresher, it firstly begins with his name, his personal detail we call. That includes his name, his contact number, his email ID, then his correspondence address. Then it follows with his career objective, and one may compose his objective of his own interest, but it should mention his professionalism. Here we have as objective, one can write that he is looking for challenging career which demands the best of my professional ability in terms of technical and analytical skills, and helps me in broadening and enhancing my current skill and knowledge. Then after the career objective you have synopsis. Synopsis, it mentions your academics, what qualifications you have till the time of applying, and in the synopsis again your chronological order comes. The last qualification, it comes first. For example, you are a fresher BTech in computer science, so this information comes first, and then followed by your intermediate, and then your high school. The next to that is your profile. Beyond your academic qualifications, your profile, it includes some technical professional skills, like he has a good knowledge of C language, Oracle, and he is analytical, good at problem solving, and excellent in maintaining interpersonal professional relationships. He has a good command over verbal and written skills. So all these adds, these are the extra that can add to your profile. Then is your educational qualifications in current to your past order. Then you have the technical skills you would mention here. The technical skills, it involves the kind of job you are applying for. Suppose you are applying for a software skills, you are a BTech, computers BTech, so you can have your things that you have already shown in your synopsis part. In the synopsis part you have already shown a short view of your eligibility, whether it is academic or technical. So these things that you have already mentioned in your profile will again come here in detail. So soft skills, software skills, it will have your non-academic but technical. You see here the example. And then your hardware skills, apart from the software, he has elaborated under hardware and software, that is language part. Then if you have taken any projects, if you have experience of any projects you have made or participated, then apart from both you have extracurricular activities. These are equally important. It shows your all-round competency, your all-round candidature. Then you have to mention your strengths and your personal details. It includes your date of birth, your gender, your marital status, and the languages you speak conveniently. See, students, this is a counterfile, and at the interview, the interviewer, he takes reference of the informations that you have mentioned in your CV or resume. So when you prepare a resume, you should be very thorough with the informations you are putting in, and you should be able to express all the informations at the desk, interview desk. So you should be very well prepared with the information that you are supplying in your CV. Equally, you should be able to discuss it to look realistic. A CV is a factual, a resume is a factual sheet of information. It's not imaginary, but because it should work, and that decides the very first step of your job getting. The one thing, remember, the resume is always supported with a cover letter, and we also term it as job application. So here in your study notes, you are provided with a sample copy of the same. A job application, it resembles like a formal letter, and you do with it in the same pattern, the same format. So this is how we come to the end of this topic. Thank you.